Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another new theory video. My name is ItsJustJord, and today, I know I promised you guys a little Nightmares theory, and don't worry, there is a theory coming very soon. But with the brand new release of the new Rick and Morty episode, episode 7, I had to do a theory on who was the Rick, and spoilers, who was the Rick that gave Morty the evidence. So before we get into the video, I'll just blatantly tell you who I think it is, and I believe it is our Rick, the one that we follow around usually, but in this episode he's gone to Atlantis. In the episode they make so many references to the Atlantis and stuff like that. I'm going to break it down in a very quick way and just put you some bullet points in. Let's get started. So I believe that from thinking from a very forward point of view, that at the start of the episode when Rick and Morty are approached by the other dimensional Rick and Morty to fund the new campaign for the rebuild of the council, wouldn't that play on Rick's mind while he's away? Now we know that Rick doesn't give two tosses about anything, but the fact that the council is already being rebuilt and something is being in place should be on the back of Rick's mind. Now for my next point, I want to show you some of the symbolism that has been in the episode regarding Morty as the president. And as you can see on the back of the mirror, there is a trident symbol, which is another nod to Atlantis City, where Rick is currently. There's also the reference to water before you see Rick appear. Now we could pick those little things all day, but in the past it has been known that Rick and Morty do go into details with details like that. You've also got to figure about the sudden appearance. Now there's nothing stopping us saying that he just portaled into that room or he's been stalking that Morty, but we do not see him prior to that scene. So it could very well be possible that Rick did just portal in on a secret note, as in he doesn't want to be spotted by evil Morty. And then this also backs up the idea that evil Morty is there currently with some type of robotic hypnotized remote Ricks. And yet again, this is why the Rick is so quick to go in and out on that specific bar, where there are no possibilities of Rick showing up, as it's a Morty bar, which then backs up our theory of the Ricks being controlled by Morty and again. And if our Rick is the Rick of them all, then he's probably already figured out what evil Morty is capable of doing. There is also another scene to add to that where they're in the classroom and the back of the chalkboards they have some writing on. The writing that is shown on the chalkboard is actually in Latin, which also then again links to Atlantis. And if you take these into a translation, they actually read some of the sentences as the motto of the day, or the one that's hidden really well and hidden on purpose is actions, not words. But you see it longer where it just says actions, not words, which then again links with the ending scene for the episode. This is the scene where Morty stands looking outside with the glass in his hand, and evil Morty even says speeches are for campaigning, but now is the time for action, which then fits in really well with our hidden quote. And yet again, I believe that our Rick has kind of already figured out this kind of stuff is going on, and then this is where Rick teleported to the bar where he knew the campaign manager Morty was, and gave him the information that was critical. And also to add to this, at the end of the episode with evil Morty becoming president, you see the scene where he looks in the mirror and asks for the allegiance of the other members of Rick's, and he automatically, in just a weird way, has the guards shoot the ones that obviously aren't going to be an alliance. Now I believe these guards are already under evil Morty's control, like we saw in the previous episode. And who's to say that evil Morty didn't make loads and loads of Ricks to control? And this is also a part in the episode where he mentions to the campaign manager Morty that they are outnumbered and he has faith, and it just seems like he knows he's going to win. And even in one of evil Morty's speeches, he mentions how they are outnumbered, so yet again that backs that up. So let me just quickly read you the speech. So it was, to quote, "The Citadel's problem is the Rick and Mortys feeding on the Citadel's death, but I've got a message from them, from the Ricks and Mortys keeping it alive. A message from the Ricks and Mortys that believes in the Citadel. To the Ricks and Mortys who don't, you're outnumbered." And I believe this is referring to the army that evil Morty already is making at his disposal. But if our Rick is smart enough, and if he is, like I said, the Rick of the Rickest, or the Rickest of the Ricks, then he would have already figured all this out. But he probably didn't anticipate on Morty missing the shot to kill evil Morty. So who knows where the episode's going to go now. So to close again, who I think the brown coat Rick could be is our Rick, as he's trying to prevent evil Morty from becoming a person of power. So guys, this is my first theory for a show. Make sure you hit the like button if you liked it, and if you do like the channel and the content, make sure you hit subscribe, support me. And yeah, new little nightmares theories soon, and I'll see you all in the next episode. If you've got an idea of what you think happened with the evil Morty and Rick, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.